Ah yes, the $60 price tag. A price that represents dedication, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears to create magnificence. It is the price point that shows that a developer really cares. That everyone puts their heart into creating something truly memorable that everyone can enjoy. And what the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh my god! Even though they were, oh my god!
If all games are sold equally, then they should be created equally. But unfortunately, that's not always the case. And because of that, I have to be very careful about how I spend money for something that provides value. What is value for money? The best way to put it is when you feel like you're robbing the developer of their money because what you ended up playing was an absolute steal for its price. Imagine spending $60 on a game that tells a gripping story or has addicting gameplay or is endlessly replayable. That means you got your money's worth. On the other hand, imagine spending $60 on some broken, buggy, unfinished mess. That means you'll think twice before spending money on that developer again. But how do you decide what counts as value for money though? Is it the hours spent versus the money you paid? Is it the overall level of polish for playing something so quality it doesn't matter what price you paid for it? Is it how much fun you had with the game? Huh? Is it? Is it? Huh? In 2022 alone, I've spent $310 on Pokemon, Dying Light 2, Horizon Forbidden West, Kirby, and Elden Ring, and racked up a total of 180 hours, and even that's largely because of you-know-who. I also spent $120 on indie games, and totaled only 45 hours in comparison. But if you ask me which of the AAA games I got value from, I would probably pick Kirby and Elden Ring. Whereas if you ask me which indie games I got value from, all of them. I would honestly love for all games to give me more hours played than I paid for, but shit just doesn't work out like that. That would mean I would be playing all these games, but missing out on all these games. And even then, not all incredibly long games are worth the full $60, and neither are the super short ones. And that's a problem, because I can't keep forking out so much money. I'm not getting paid enough. Indies blow this concept out of the water. I have played so many games where I felt like I caught the developer with their pants down, stole their life's work for $15, kicked them in the balls, but also left them a sweet note saying thank you for changing my life. Shovel Knight, Inscription, Hollow Knight, Celeste, Undertale, these are clear examples of how you get value beyond what you paid for, and the list only extends further from there. If AAA games could replicate this level of consistency, we'd live in a world where EA, Ubisoft, and Activision would have complete control over my bank account. How many times have you seen a video where YouTubers are shitting on Nintendo for their stupid ass business practices? It feels like they just want to see how far they can stretch your patience, pulling off the most infuriating shit. But the reason they keep getting away with it is because nobody knows how to make a game like Nintendo. The reason you see their games staying at $60 years later is because they know, you know, they're the best. They dominated decade after decade after decade so consistently that they could charge you $100 for some of these games and you know you'd pay it. If I have kids and walk into GameStop super old, not knowing what to buy for them, I'll go, oh, yes, Nintendo! Pick that one up! Because that's the safest option. What's the best open world game out there? Breath of the Wild. 2D platformer, Tropical Freeze. Racing game, Mario Kart. 3D platformer. Bro, all the best 3D platformers are Nintendo games. What are you talking about? I'm pretty sure I'll turn 30 and Bowser will get his own solo game, but they'll still be re-releasing expansion passes for the same motherfucking Mario Kart 8. I paid $60 for 2,000 hours of Overwatch across 5 years, while you bastards are paying $60 for Call of Duty every year and then complaining about how it sucks ass. But if you really actually think about it, you're getting the most value from multiplayer games because you're playing this shit for hours and hours and hours on end, and it justifies the $60 price tag. But the real question is, are you having fun? Huh? Huh? Look at you! You're still hard stuck in plat. So am I. PC Game Pass, PS Plus, Nintendo Switch Online. Are these value for money? Well, Yes and no. The thing is, PC Game Pass does have over 400 so-called high-quality games, but if you actually skimmed through that list, there's probably 1 in 7 that you might play. And for $10 a month, you should be exhausting that list. Luckily for them, we are busy as people. In my case, between having a job, trying to maintain some semblance of a social life, and working on YouTube until it becomes a primary source of income, I can hardly find the time to finish 4 or 5 20-hour games in a month. So ordinarily, PC Game Pass is actually pretty great value for money, and for all the newly announced games being playable on day one, you should absolutely go for it. PS Plus Extra, $100 a year, and Premium, $120 a year, are just not quite worth it as yet. The games catalog is pretty decent, but it needs way more games before I can start calling $120 a year value for money. To Sony's credit, they're slowly adding more franchises monthly. We're getting Yakuza this month, which is pretty great. We got Assassin's Creed last month, which is pretty... Games like Stray are what we should be seeing more of on this service. But imagine if all the PS1, PS2, and PS3 games released tomorrow! Yes, that would make me very wet. But that'll take some time. While Extra is still kinda decent, Premium is a straight no-go. Nintendo's such a bitch! Sega Genesis and N64 games are awesome, but I'm sure people would actually want them to run. The emulation still sucks, and they're prolonging releases of games to add to the service. Banjo-Kazooie, Majora's Mask, and Mario Kart 64 weren't available instantly because Nintendo wanted to stretch monthly content? My confused Japanese brothers, you can put out the whole N64 and GameCube library out tomorrow, and all of us would subscribe yesterday. But they insist on doing dumb bitch shit, like releasing Super Mario 64 as part of a collection and then separately on a $50 yearly service. Then to try and sweeten the deal, Nintendo are putting DLC for separate games on the expansion pack. Please, please don't go down this route. It's such a dumb bitch route. What would Reggie say?
I can fix this. You better fix this.
Hey guys, this is infinite value, right? Fortnite, Apex, Dota 2, League, Valorant, Halo Infinite, and now Overwatch 2. Wrong! While it's great not having to pay $60 on yearly multiplayer games that have zero differences, and then paying for subscriptions to play them online, the Battle Pass model is so annoying to deal with. Yes, new characters and heroes are free to unlock by earning in-game currency, but to get that currency, you have to sell your soul and grind that shit harder than a stripper trying to pay 3 months rent. And that's because all the content is limited time only, the good shit is in the later tiers of the Battle Pass, and there's a deadline to meet it. So what was initially a fun session to unwind after a long day is now such an unhealthy gaming addiction and an absolute chore to play. Sure, it's cosmetic only, but I want the Kratos skin too. What the fuck? Yo, change the title card! Every player gets to decide what counts as value for them. I have a friend that actually really likes paying for FIFA every year, and somehow manages to get 2,000 hours out of it each time. My editor loves paying for COD and playing ranked clan matches. My brother loves selling his soul to Shadow Fiend to rank up on Dota 2. But with more games going free to play and subscription services fighting for your money, in the end, it's up to you to decide what suits your tastes, and then what you end up getting the absolute most value out of. So if you want to pay $60 for Pokemon Scarlet, FIFA 23, the new Call of Duty, be my guest. Hey, the video's over! Hadouken!